When I first started playing the guitar almost 20 years ago, I couldn't hide my excitement when I managed to get a few sounds out of the instrument. Little did I know that almost 20 years later, I would be playing the guitar on a keyboard, experimenting with sounds and taking the instrument even further. And despite the struggles of being an artist in this world, the passion is still there, and so is the guitar fury. Hi everyone and welcome, my name is ThomC and today we're going to be taking a look at Guitar Fury by Sample Logic. Sample Logic is an acclaimed sample library developer that specializes in cinematic libraries. And before we embark on this journey of discovering Guitar Fury, just know that this instrument is not the typical guitar library. If you're looking for a natural guitar library with many different articulations, this is not it, but rather a series of many sampled instruments using the guitar as a base to explore many sonic grounds. You and I, a delicate rise, I'll never feel. So this is the instrument's user interface. I think it looks very beautiful. So if you click on the guitar, you'll actually be able to preview the sound that's been loaded up. On the down on the left here, you've got a volume, pan, and velocity and intensity controls. You've got the LFO that can affect the volume, and you can set it to retrigger every time you press a key. Then you've got the envelope section with attack and release. Every time you change, the position of a knob, you'll actually see the value being changed down here. Then you've got the filter section with low cut, high cut, resonance and velocity, and same, you can actually set the LFO to affect those. Now here on the left, you've got the effects section with up to 6 effects at the same time. You've got quite a good choice of them. So no effects, low pass, high pass filters, form and vowel, EQ, compressor, saturator, tape saturator, screamer, lo-fi, cap note, twang, rotator, stereo spread, delay, chorus, flanger, phaser, reverb, transient design, simple, low pass, high pass, and tonal delay, and then pitch shifter. We're not going to go through those, they're pretty straightforward. And then you've got the randomize section here. You can choose to randomize the instrument, the source, or the effects, and you can choose whichever you want to actually change. Then you've got here on the left, you've got the instruments, and on the right, the sources. If you check the instrument section, you'll see that you can choose a few tags at the same time. Let's say bass, and you want the bass to be a synth bass, and you'll see a bunch of presets show up. You can set them to be in your favorites if you want to. Then you can save them or load them, and you've got a default state. So if you've been changing some of the effects, you can set it back to its default state with the blank page. So if you close this, so basically the instruments are presets saving the envelope, filters, all the characteristics, the effects. And here on the right, you've got the sound sources, so the instruments that were actually sampled, and you've got a lot of them. So if you want to keep the, the same effects, let's imagine you like the delay, you like the chorus, the compressor, and everything that's been set on the instrument, you can keep the, the parameters and just change the sound source. So you can have a Mustang bass or whatever. So it's pretty cool. So this is basically it. When I first started playing with the instrument, I was like, oh, this is interesting. It's very, very simple. And it's actually good that it's simple because it makes you focus on the music. So before we actually listen to a track I've made with the presets included in Guitar Fury, let's listen to the sounds one by one. So now that we've listened to the sounds one by one, we'll listen to a track that I've made with the different sounds. So the drums come from Stephen Slade 515. I've got some strings here, and the patch is the Majesty with the Source guitar viol staccato. Then we've got some bass here with the Miami Sunset bass. We've got an ambient guitar. The patch is Climbing Skies. And here is the same patch actually, but I've only changed the effects and maybe the guitar cab, I think, as well. And here it's also the same patch, and I've changed the source, and it's a Dan Electro guitar. And then we've got a pad here. Everyone is Gone, Leaving Earth. Then we've got a banjo pad. The patch is Distant Banjo. And then we've got another pad here. Here we go. And then a lead. Check yourself. quite a few interesting names. And then Avatarian Mesquite or Mesquite Plucker. Right, let's listen to this pop rock track. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And this is without fiddling for hours, trying to find the right sounds. I just, opened a few presets and yeah, that's the sound that I got, basically. I changed a few things regarding the some of the amp cabs a bit more. I added a bit more saturation in the effects section. Sometimes a tiny bit more reverb in the plugin itself. So not much, and I use the Pulsar Mu compressor on the master bus with 1 or 2 dB gain reduction. Not much being done there at all. So yeah, no additional plugins on any of the instruments. So that's why maybe at times they don't blend together perfectly. But that's just to show you the sound out of the box. And yeah, I hope you like it. Let's check out another example. Right, so now we're going to listen to a hard rock / metal composition that I made. And just to show you, first we'll listen to the sound solo and then after in context. So I've used 4 different guitars, a bass, an ambient guitar, and 2 filtered guitars. We'll listen to them in a moment. And just a few things. Well, actually, what I did to have a better high gain sound, I used 2 screamers on most of the guitar sounds, and I changed the cabinet on from one guitar to the other to have a different effect. So let's listen to it. So yeah, those guitars sound quite different. I've actually used different sound sources as well, different presets. We'll now listen to them in context. So this is my attempt at making a metal track with Guitar Fury. I hope you will like it. So as I said, there are 4 different main rhythm guitars playing the same riff, and yeah, let's listen to it. So yeah, the drums are Stephen Slate drums 5.5, and I've used a tiny bit of compression on the master bus, just 1 or 2 dB, the VCO compressor by PSP, the Infini Strip. Yeah, what I did on the different guitars is actually, as I said earlier, change the guitar cabs and add a bit of saturation. So I think this is pretty nice. I had fun doing it, and I think that you could definitely achieve some realistic metal guitar sounds with this library. Okay, we'll now listen to an ambient track that I've made with a few different instruments. We'll first listen to the instruments separately so that you have a better listen to what they sound like solo. Basically what I did is I chose a category here, the ambient category. I chose one of the presets and yeah, just played with it. I did that with a few sounds, and for example with the bass here, I chose the bass category and chose one of the sounds. So let's listen to them. Yeah, sorry for the slight mistakes when playing the bells. We'll now listen to those sounds in context. Okay, let's now listen to the ambient track I made with the different instruments. Let's now listen to more examples with more presets from the library. I've also used other libraries as well, just to show you how they sound in context. So I've used the jazz kit is actually from Project Sound, Swing More. The Kanjira is from Handheld Sound, Flyinghand Percussion. Then we've got the Orchestral Percussion and the Cajon coming from Impact Soundworks, Rhapsody Orchestral Percussion. And then we've got the electronic drums from Wave Alchemy, it's Revolution. So yeah, let's listen to it. So these are just presets from the library. I did nothing to the sounds, and yeah, that's it. So what is there to like about Guitar Fury? Well, there's a lot of things. First, the simplicity of the interface, the preset management system that allows you to find the right sound very quickly, and the randomizer function for that effect. I think that to like this library, and this is the case with any libraries, you need to understand what it is and what it is not. As you heard in this video, it covers a wide range of styles going from ambient to pop rock to metal and anything in between. Guitar Fury includes a wide range of multi-sampled instruments that will allow you to experiment for hours and find the right sound for your productions. I don't think there's a lot I'd like to add to Guitar Fury. Don't let its simplicity fool you, because there's a lot of power under the hood. What I think I like the most about the library is the pads. I was very impressed by the bowed guitars, also the leads, and there's a really good choice of basses as well. Thank you guys very much for watching. Shout out to Joe at Sample Logic. If you're interested in buying Guitar Fury, check out the links in the description down below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thanks again, don't forget to subscribe, and bye bye.